Sonic Racing Crossworlds is probably the most fun I've ever had with a kart racer in my life. I know I'm a bit late on this release, but I've been glued to this game for the past month now, and surprisingly this game actually has better reviews than the latest Mario Kart. That's a game I never really got a chance to play since I don't want to sell one of my kidneys to buy the Switch 2, so I can't necessarily jump to conclusions, but it seems that Sega has finally beaten Nintendo in the racing genre for once. So that's new. Fundamentally, the game is very similar to Mario Kart. The two share very similar controls. You drift around corners, charging your boosts, and you can get items that you can use to screw over other racers. The game may have a lot of items that are basically reskins of stuff in Mario Kart, but there are some new ones, and the ones that are from Mario Kart work a bit different. For example, the Blue Shell makes its appearance here in the form of King Boom Boo. Just like the Blue Shell, he only targets first place, but while doing so sends a long line of flames that can hit anybody. So you can do a lot of damage with it both as the sender and the receiver, so it stings a little less when you see it. A lot of the game's items are based on stuff from the mainline Sonic games, my favorite being the Wisps from Sonic Colors. There's the Drill letting you catch up when you're far behind, acting like a bullet bill from Mario Kart. You got the Purple Wisp, which absorbs items and rings around you, and you got the Laser acting exactly as it did in Colors, which I find really cool. The game also expands kart customization and stats with two things: classes and gadgets. Each character and machine is assigned one of 5 classes: speed, acceleration, handling, power, or boost. These classes change the way your machine feels. For instance, the speed class has excellent top speed, however they struggle with acceleration. Or the power class is really good at recovery but comes with poor handling. There's a real incentive to experiment with the different machines and racers to find a setup that suits your driving style. Most of the classes use karts, but if you like the Rider series, hoverboards are also in the game as part of the Boost class. Though, I won't lie, I never really played with them much. I prefer other classes, but I think it's neat they're in the game regardless. You can make custom machines as well by changing the front end, back end, and wheels of it. This isn't just for show either, each part has their own stats, so it's a form of vehicle tuning. Unfortunately, you can't combine machine classes this way. Like you can't put a speed front half and an acceleration back half and top it off with handling wheels. But it's still a nice addition. Once you're done choosing the parts of your machine, there's also a livery editor and a color picker. And while the choices per vehicle color are good, since you can also select the materials, the livery editor is really bare bones. You can only have 10 decals at once, and while you can change the color, you can't stack them, so you are a bit limited. The main form of vehicle tuning, however, is through the gadget system. As you play, you will unlock new gadgets that give you small benefits. There are a lot of gadgets to choose from, but you can only have 6 slots max on your gadget plate, and some gadgets take more than 1 slot depending on how powerful they are. So you have to consider what's important to you. You can use small gadgets like ring gadgets that reward different behaviors with extra rings, use tuning kits to alter your vehicle's stats, increase specific item chances, or even start the match with an item that literally lets you drop onto and crush a racer in front of you. All of this adds a little bit of spice to the gameplay, and it's fun to experiment with various setups and find one that works for you. Getting into the racing now, the game has pretty good track variety with lots of maps based on various levels from the main series, such as Apotos from Unleashed and Kronos Islands from Frontiers. Most tracks are also gorgeous to look at, especially on lap 3 when some maps literally come alive. There's a good mix of easier tracks and harder ones with lots of hazards too. The game also shakes things up on the second lap by taking you through a crossworld. You know, the thing in the title. This makes each race unique and at the same time forces you to get used to all the different tracks in the game. Some of the tracks it picks are even exclusive to this mechanic, like Skyworld or Holoska. While it is a random decision, if you're in first place, you can choose to go with the track the game selected or re-roll it. These crossworlds also have a chance to come with a frenzy. You'll know a frenzy is about to happen by the green marker above the portal before you enter. There were a few frenzies the game chooses from, and they basically all serve to speed you up dramatically in some way. You can get a boost gate frenzy placing boosts everywhere, a recharging boost wisp, or a drift frenzy where your drift meter charges super fast. Now, these mechanics are all useless without any modes to play, and luckily, this game's got you covered. There's lots of stuff to do in the game, even in single player. For starters, there's the Grand Prix mode where you race in a gauntlet and your overall position is based on points. And there's lots of Grand Prix to choose from as well. The mode also comes with a pretty in-depth rival system. Your main goal is to win, of course, but you also have the secondary goal of making sure you beat your rival. Don't underestimate them though. These guys are cocky and they've got the skills to back up that cockiness. Your rival's difficulty can be adjusted from levels 1 to 10, and at max they are really hard. Like, stupid hard. Like, the game is rigged kind of hard. On a side note, there is a lot of dialogue between characters in this game. Each base game character has a unique dialogue exchange during the rival intro cutscene.
Oh dear me. How is this fair? Think you could give yourself a handicap for old time's sake?
I know you're perfectly capable in your own right. I'll give my all against anyone, friend or foe.
I've been driving and flying for a while now. I'm a pro.
You may have experience, but I have the will to overcome all obstacles.
You look tense, buddy. Wanna go fishing after this?
No.
Not only that, but sometimes your character will comment on hitting another racer. Which is neat and contributes to that sense of competition. Anyways, once you beat every rival, you unlock a secret character, Supersonic. He's the best character in the game, but he is locked to Grand Prix, meaning he can't be used in multiplayer at all. That's a good thing. Not only does he have the best base stats of any character by far, he's also literally immune to items and obstacles. The funny thing is, even with this advantage, the level 10 rivals are still really hard to catch up to. However, with that said, I wouldn't have minded Supersonic being available in multiplayer as an alternative skin for Sonic. Kind of like how Sage gets an alternative skin after you beat all the Grand Prix on Supersonic speed. Next up is Race Park, which is basically a bunch of arcadey game modes in Quick Race. This mode also includes the rival system, sorta. But instead of having only one rival, you are racing against a team of AI racers based on the teams from Sonic Heroes. To beat them, you have to win against them 3 times, and once you do that, the game will give you a reward, which, for the first time you beat them, is the team's machine. These rivals get harder for each team you beat, and they all share the same gadget plate. For instance, Team Rose all have a gadget that makes them invincible for the first lap, and Team Eggman all have a gadget that makes you spin when you drift. Last thing for single player are time trials where you can practice all the game's tracks. These are pretty self-explanatory, but they are very fun and satisfying to do. The game is also kind enough to show you a racing line and a ghost of your best attempt to help you learn them. And just like other Sonic games, these time trials give you a ranking based on how fast you finish. So there is a really good incentive to actually work to practice them and try to get them down perfectly. Even so, look, maybe I'm just terrible at the game, but I can't for the life of me get higher than A on most of these maps. They are really strict. But it's good, it pushes you to be better than you were before, and gives you the drive to actually practice. The game also has little extra stuff to do outside of racing. Once you beat all the Grand Prix, you unlock the Friendship menu. This lets you buy friendship with your favorite Sonic characters by donating tickets to them, and you get cool rewards related to the character. Mostly titles and decals, but you can also get their AI racer counterpart, which all look very cool. They are skins, so they behave exactly as regular racers do, but they do have this weird voice to go along with them. Honestly though, in my opinion, if you're going to use the AI skins, I would get this mod off Game Banana that restores the character's voice lines but with a robotic filter over them. It's honestly so much nicer to listen to this
This'll be over soon enough.
rather than this. Anyways, my one big problem with these friendships is that to max one out, you need a stupid amount of tickets. 50,000 per character, and this game does not like giving you many tickets. You only get a handful after each race, so that's a lot of grinding. Thankfully, for the game's 100%, you don't need to get everyone's friendship rewards. It's clear you're meant to only level up your favorite character. Back to the racing, there's lots of fun to be had in multiplayer as well. You can do world matches or private matches. Private matches are what you expect, but they are fully customizable. You can decide if CPUs will fill the empty spaces, including rivals, the kinds of items that are included, and what maps are included in the Crossworlds selection. You can also have team races. There's lots of options to play around with. The only sad thing I find is while you can pick your speed, the highest speed isn't available in multiplayer, even in smaller private lobbies, which is really disappointing. Another small annoyance is that you can't set up multiple rounds in private matches as well, so you can't do a gauntlet of races with your friends, so it's a little annoying to be brought back to the lobby so often, but it's a minor inconvenience. World matches are set up in a more competitive way. You have a ranking system from E- to Legend, and as you win more races, the more you'll climb the ranks. Of course, the opposite is true too. If you are consistently getting poor placements, you'll start losing rank. This mode is both very fun and very tiring depending on how well things go. While it can feel soul-crushing to come last at times, especially with matches where you were bullied by items, it all balances out because it feels very rewarding when you finally come in first. While I really like this game, it's not perfect and it has a few issues, most of which I've already touched on, namely the really stingy economy and bare-bones customization. But unless you're going for the 100%, most people aren't going to care about those things. My biggest issue is that occasionally the game can throw some weird bugs your way. Don't get me wrong, performance-wise, this game runs smooth as butter and it feels great. But the game has quite a few glitches in it that can screw you over royally. While they are uncommon, they can range from a minor annoyance to a straight up soft lock, which can be frustrating at times. Anyways, that's it for my take on Crossworlds. I've poured way too many hours into this game so far and I'm still having so much fun with it. It's just so addicting, and even while making this, I really want to go back and play more. So, thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see here, then feel free to subscribe. It helps push my stuff to more people, and in turn means more content being pushed out to you. It's a win-win. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go sink in about 70 more hours into Sonic Racing Crossworlds.